For KRVN Sports, I'm Jayson Jorgensen. Lexington native and former UNK star safety Jake Mandelko is coming back as an assistant coach under new head coach Ryan Hill. Mandelko will coach the Loper's defensive line and will be in charge of special teams. He says coming back to Kearney means a lot.
Oh my goodness, over the moon excited. I mean, it was one of those deals. It was kind of a no-brainer, really. I mean, it's essentially, I mean, it is home. I mean, my wife's worked here for, I think the last 7-8 years. I went to school here for about as long and played here. And mom and dad still live 30 minutes from, 40 minutes from Kearney. And it's being back home. It's my alma mater. And it's what I've, told Shanda since the minute I, got into this profession, that a dream of mine is to one day come back to Kearney and coach. So, pretty exciting that that part has come true.
How this all come together to be a part of Coach Ryan Held's staff? Had you crossed paths with him before?
I'd met Coach Held once or twice at the AFCA football coaches convention. I don't even know if he remembers that, but knew similar people through connections of when I was a graduate assistant at Nebraska, and his couple times at Nebraska, and a couple coaches that coached me at Kearney had known him through the junior college circuit. And so it was one of those deals where I called in a couple favors, and I think some guys, wore him out on the phone, that he, eventually we got linked up on the phone and talked for a while. And he asked me to send my stuff to him. And I think, he talked it over and worked it out with Coach Schaaf, our D coordinator, and I ended up getting a job offer, and it was one that I wasn't very good at, and I couldn't be very good about playing hardball or doing anything. It's one where I got the opportunity. I think I jumped on it before he finished asking if I'd be a part of the staff.
What do you make of this challenge? When you were at UNK certainly had success, and it dropped for a little bit. You come back in with Coach Held in the MIAA. What's kind of your thoughts on where things stand now with UNK football?
Oh, geez. I mean, previous staff, Coach Lynn and his staff, I mean, they did a tremendous job. I mean, shoot, in 21, win 10 games and make it to the second round of the playoffs. Last year, win 8 games, and I mean, shoot, if they were in any other region, would have been in the playoffs. I mean, they probably should have been in the playoffs, so it's not like it's a rebuild or anything. I mean, it's one of those deals where, the culture is incredible. The guys work hard. There's a lot of talented dudes here. And so we're, coming into, I mean, it's hard to say a situation that's better to come into. It's not, there's no rebuilding that needs to be done. Coach Held and our staff will add our own little spin and twist on things, but it's not something that, this isn't it's not bare bones and a complete rebuild. It's something that there's all the hard work has been done, and now we'll just kind of twist some things and tweak a couple things. But I mean, they did a tremendous job here, over the last several years, and we want to, hopefully take the baton and keep going, and maybe hopefully take that last half step to the top of the MIAA. And as you know, in this this league, it's the cream of the crop, and the best team in this league is one of, if not the best team in the country. And then you got to go take care of business in the playoffs. But sometimes with this conference, it's such a beat down to get through this conference. Sometimes you're beat up by the time you get to the playoffs. But I mean, our plan is to keep going off what's already been built here, and add our own twist and hopefully take that next half step.
And that's new UNK assistant coach Jake Mandelko, who's coming back to coach the Lopers. He has been the defensive coordinator the last several years at Buena Vista University in Iowa. For KRVN Sports, I'm Jayson Jorgensen.